have been respawned.
What's going on, everybody? We want to welcome you to episode 12 of the Jacob and Ashley Show.
The Ashley and Jacob Show.
And we're here trying to get back to Tuesday. We're going to make it. I promise. Tuesday mornings, we're coming for you soon. We're going to make it, y'all. We're going to get back there.
Eventually.
So we're going to get right to it. We have a special episode for you today. So, Ash.
Yes.
Ash.
Yes.
What you been doing?
Well, I discovered that Cozy Grove came out.
Right? You kind of like stumbled into it. You're like, this is out. Let me play it.
No, I didn't even do that. I pre-ordered it and it's just been sitting there, and then I pressed the button. I was like, let me just see if it's out, because I don't remember when it was supposed to come out. Like, oh, yay, it's out.
You need to set yourself with a reminder or something.
But yeah, it's good. So far I like it.
How many hours do you have in it?
Oh, not a lot.
Less than an hour?
Maybe an hour.
Okay. That's pretty good enough time to get the first impressions.
Yeah, it's probably like an hour. So far it's good. I don't know if I like the ease of it. It feels a little too easy. I don't know if it's going to get more difficult as it goes.
You're in the first hour.
Yeah, so maybe.
That's when they kind of like give you the easy stuff and just ease you in. I'm pretty sure if you're worried about difficulty, just hang in there.
Yeah, I do like it though. It really reminds me of Spiritfarer. It has that whole alien thing going on. Not alien, ghost thing going on.
Yeah.
So far it seems cool. The stories they're obviously like it's starting off a little slow, but it seems like the stories of the ghosts might get a little interesting, and figuring out all their memories and everything will be interesting.
Okay.
I'm excited. I love the art. It makes me feel joy when I play it.
All right. Well, what I have been doing, we're going to hold off because that's a part of the main topic for this week.
Alrighty.
So, Ashley.
Yeah.
What we've been co-oping together, working title.
We got Xboxes.
And that's right. There's an S on Xboxes. So let's talk into it. Let's talk about it. So, if you've been following this podcast for, I guess, like the past month, you would know that I have been going crazy trying to find an Xbox Series X, not the S like Sierra, the X like Xavier. Been trying to find it. It's been hard. It's been crazy. The biggest thing that I can tell anybody is Twitter alerts. Now, there's other bot alerts too, where you can like subscribe to it, but the Twitter alerts for me is what did it. And if you're looking for an Xbox or PS5, Matt Swider, he works with, I forget the company that he writes for, but he actually has literally dedicated his Twitter time to just posting drops throughout his workday. Like, that's literally all he does. He's a little slow by just a couple of minutes, and that does make all of the time. So if you are trying to specifically find actually, hold on, let me see if they've actually posted recently, because oh no, they're done.
What's done?
Wow. So here's how I found my Xbox. At Xbox stock alerts, they have not posted, Ashley, since April 6th.
Oh.
And when I say they have been the fastest source to get Xboxes, they've been the fastest. They've even beat Matt Swider. Matt Swider is one of the fastest out there, and they've literally beat him.
Yeah.
That's incredible. I'm pretty sure that was a bot that did it. So that's done. So Xbox stock, I may have even told people on Facebook too. And maybe Twitter. So Xbox stock alerts, strike that through. So just don't follow Xbox stock alerts. At least as of April 6th, they are no longer tweeting. So I don't know if the account got shut down or what. So that is sad. But that's how I found mine. I went, Ashley and I have a Costco membership, and we went through and found my Xbox through that alert and through Costco. But then, having watched me play it for 2 to 3 days, a new challenger has appeared. Ashley joins the fray.
Yeah.
Ashley said, "Hey, babe, I want a game with you. I want an Xbox." I was like, "All right, babe, I got you. Just want like an Xbox One, right? It's like PS4, and then invite you over till you get your PS5. She's like, "Okay, cool." 2 days later, she's like, "Hey, babe, I think I want an Xbox One X, which is $400. And I was like, "Well, if you're going to spend that, we might as well just go ahead and sell our PlayStations and get the Xbox Series S for you, because you game just a little bit lighter than me." And she was like, "Okay." And so literally, I think, was this Thursday or Friday?
Thursday.
Thursday? Mm-hmm. So Thursday, and let me see.
Was it Thursday?
No, it was Friday. It was Friday. So we're recording this on Sunday morning, like early Sunday morning. So by Friday, we literally had an Xbox Series S in the house hooked up to Ashley's TV, and she's downloading games and stuff and getting ready to play.
Yeah.
So I have talked for a little bit. So we're going to get into our first impressions of the system. Ashley, what you think about the Xbox so far?
I like it. I'm not going to say that it's drastically different than the PlayStation, but I will say, I mean, when it comes to the game variety and the game passes that they both have, I would say that the Xbox is leading in that, and it actually makes me feel like I get more bang for my buck.
For sure. In terms of a subscription service, we can talk about that a little bit. The Xbox Game Pass is probably the thing that pushed me most towards Xbox right now during this time. Because if I would have gotten a PlayStation, after I get the PlayStation, then I have to buy games. Right. And I'm like pushing out versus, oh, let me just drop this $15 a month. And at least for the foreseeable future, I'm going to be playing all of the first party exclusives. Plus, they got good third party games. They have good indie games. They have good kids games.
Yeah, they do.
Like even my kid is playing. She's
playing the Disneyland game.
There's a Disneyland game.
The Pixar Rush game.
Yeah, and Pixar Rush. So our daughter has even jumped in there and has been playing off of Game Pass. And those are games that we just wouldn't have had in our budget to buy. She has a Switch herself, and she has her own games that we got her over the past year. But again, we only have so much money to go around. So we're just like, okay, well, we're going to get the system because we want the system. But at the same time, oh, well, you need controllers. Oh, well, you need games. Oh, you need more games. It's coming out next month. And it's like,
the controllers wasn't too bad because they just came with everything.
Right. And for having missed so much, because we didn't have Xbox Ones at all. We missed that. So for us not even having an Xbox for the past 7-8 years,
it's longer than that. I haven't had an Xbox since like the first one.
Right. So there's so many games that we have to play, and there's so much to play that we missed out on, that we're just having a good time.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do today is we're going to go through the various games that we have. Some of them I have played by myself. Some of them we have co-opted together. So we have different games, and we're just going to talk about, like I said, some stuff I've been playing, some stuff Ashley's been playing, some stuff we've been playing together, some stuff Ashley watches me play. So we're going to give our thoughts. We're going to talk about the graphics. We're just going to talk about everything that we have going on, and just give you our impressions of what we've been doing on the Xbox so far.
Okay.
So you ready, Ashley?
Let's do it.
Okay, so this first game I've had my eye on since it came out. And this game is called Quantum Break. And I forget his name, but he plays Jake in the Animorphs, and he plays Bobby Drake Iceman in the old X-Men. I remember forget his name.
I don't know his name either. And then it's the guy from the Lord of the Rings is in it too. Sort of.
Oh, that's who that is?
Yeah, that's the guy from Lord of the Rings. He was the Hobbit.
Oh man,
he wasn't the Hobbit, but he was a Hobbit.
Okay, Sean Ashmore is who I was thinking about. Because they have an all-star cast in Quantum Break. Mm-hmm. So it kind of Aidan Gillen is his name. They have Lance Riddick is in there as well, doing some work. Mm-hmm. Your guy from Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, and Fringe.
Yeah.
The TV show.
So they have an all-star cast in Quantum Break. So you literally play the game, and then after you play through a chapter, they give you a TV show after it. Yeah. Now it's an optional download. So I spent once I found it out, I spent a day just downloading it, just making sure it was all downloaded and everything. But you play the main chapter. Then after that, you go through a TV show, and whatever you choose in the game affects the TV show.
That's interesting.
So in the first chapter, because you actually get to play as Aiden as well, the bad guy. You get to play as him as well.
Oh, I don't think I got to see the bad guy, but okay, that's a little interesting.
Yeah, you were out that day.
Oh, wait. Aiden is the guy that was stuck inside the machine?
Yes, but he's actually the villain.
Yeah.
Again, spoilers for an old game. Sorry. It's 2016. It's 2021. So if you don't want to be spoiled on any of these games, just skip ahead if it's something you don't want to be spoiled early on. But yeah, so Aiden Gillen's character, I think it was Sean or something. I forget his name. But he ends up being the antagonist. I don't know if he's an actual villain. He's the antagonist right now. Because he's basically trying in his own way to save time. Because basically they're both saying that time is going to end.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting.
Right. Very interesting. But you make some changes and you basically choose what his company's going to do. Mm-hmm. And I think one was because they took the girl that you meet at the college campus. They basically, they take her hostage, and you can either basically choose to just kill everybody, just silence, on the low, silence everybody, but you'll lose the town. But your secrets won't escape out. Or you can go on a disinformation campaign and blame, is his name Jake in this one too?
I don't know. The main
Jack.
character?
That's what it is. His name is Jack. But yeah, so what you can do is you can just basically blame Sean Ashmore's character. You can blame him for everything. And then it leads, some of your secrets will leak out, but the town will be on your side at the end.
Okay.
It's really interesting.
I mean, they really put you in between a rock and a hard place on violence. It's either you're gonna go passively or you're going to murder people.
It's not even that. It's really just Uncharted. This is the thing why this is what we talked about. This is the reason why I didn't play Uncharted, because I'm always to do a stealth and more options. And Quantum Break just plays like a cover shooter. Yeah. You have time powers and you get to do time manipulation and stuff like that. And that stuff is really cool, and affecting the story and seeing the TV show, all of that is really cool. My main problem, though, is that you just are running and gunning the entire time. Yeah. I hate when they turn normal people into super mercenaries and super soldiers. Okay. So we're going to move on from that. Another game that I've been playing is Forza Horizon.
What is that?
That is the racing game that I've been playing.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's Forza Horizon 4 specifically. It's a pretty game. It's a very pretty game. The cars are pretty to look at. Yeah. I don't play racing games all like that, but this one has been pretty fun.
Yeah, it's a fast one. Actually, it seems a little bit harder from what I remember racing games being back in the day.
Well, it's not motorsport. But I am not a super racer. I feel like the balance is just a little off. I can't find the good balance. It's either I'm winning, or if I tweak it up to the next level, then I'm 10th and 11th place. And it's I don't think there's really any in between in terms of the AI. Yeah. I'm a novice racer, so I'm still trying to figure that part out. But Forza Horizon has been another game that we playing. A game that Ashley started is Our Time in Portia. Is that what it's called? Portia. Okay.
Yeah.
How do you like that?
I mean, I felt like I looked at the reviews and a lot of people seem to like it. But I thought it would be my type of game because it's I like simulations of different things, whether it's crafting and farming and building a town or whatever. But it is so boring.
It looks like a mobile game to me when I see you play it.
It does feel like that. It feels like that. The graphics are horrible. They're bad.
Okay.
and I just didn't enjoy it. So I moved on. I quickly.
Okay. We're going to talk about the Fallouts. We're going to talk about both of the Fallouts, actually. So Ashley and I played Outer Worlds last year, and I told Ashley that that Outer Worlds felt a lot like Fallout, specifically New Vegas, right?
Yeah.
And so Ashley watched me play Fallout 4, which I have never played. I've only gotten so far to like right before you get the power suit, and then I jumped out. But Ashley and I went to start Fallout 76. Me being a fan of the Fallout series, Ashley just liking story games and role-playing games where you get to do anything. And we didn't like Fallout 76.
No, it wasn't it wasn't even.
If you're actually watching on YouTube, you're probably seeing gameplay for something else, because I don't want to go back and record gameplay. The thing that killed it for me is that even though we were on the same team in the same like co-op party, we both had to talk to the same people and have different conversations. And I think it was when we went to the bar was the moment that killed it, because the gameplay itself is not bad.
Yeah.
But when we went to the bar and we're talking to the bar lady, and both of us are literally doing two different things. Yeah. And talking and having,
we might as well just been playing the game by ourselves. Exactly. Like, it wasn't really co-op.
Exactly. That part was really weird to me.
Yeah.
And I really thought it was going to be like, okay, we're going to go in like a D&D party, and we both get to use both of our skills, because we literally balanced ourselves in different ways to like try to take on, different, like I went in charisma. I think you went in perception. So we went in different ways to be able to resolve different situations together as you would in a party. So for that to happen, it was just really off-putting to it. I'll probably play Fallout 4 a little bit more because it was fun. The graphics, first of all, let me say the what's it called? The FPS boost. That is ridiculous. The game is running in 4K, great 60 frames per second.
Yeah.
Our 4K TV only does 60 frames per second, so we haven't seen it on 120, but it was beautiful. I was like, I cannot believe that there are games out there that run this beautiful and this great.
I thought when it came to this game that you kind of didn't like the fact that it wasn't as open world-ish.
4 or 76?
4.
4 is just as open world, but they started pulling back some of the. You remember in Outer Worlds where you would go talk to people and you could really just do whatever. You'd have multiple different dialogue options. You kind of have that in Fallout 4, but it's not as heavy. It's not as emphasized. It's like, oh, you have a skill check. You know what I mean? Like you have a skill check, like in D&D, where you're trying to persuade somebody. You have a role check. You do the same thing in Out. That's why I'm trying to get you to play New Vegas. Because New Vegas is just like that. The graphics may not be as good, but in terms
I played Outer Worlds when it was garbage.
But in terms of gameplay, I feel like you're going to be right at home with where you were in Outer Worlds.
Okay.
So the next thing I played, I've been playing this on PC since I got Game Pass, and then just carried my save over to Xbox, was Tetris Effect. I'm sad that I waited on this game for this long. I don't know if we have any fans that played on the PSP and the PS Vita Lumines. This is Lumines, but Tetris. So you're going through playing Tetris, but you have multiple skins and multiple levels. Basically, a skin is like the background and music changes. So you're literally going through musical, super background filled levels. And on the journey mode, that's what they call their single player mode, is the journey mode. On the journey mode, you get like random difficulty spikes.
Yeah.
Where stuff is just falling down from the screen superdy duperdy fast.
Yeah, I would lose.
And it is so fun. I rolled credits on it this week. That was an experience.
Your brain is a freak. Like your freaky brain is ridiculous on the fact that you can keep up with the speeds that's on there.
Okay, there's two tricks to going this fast. Is when the blocks are falling, you're not looking at the block falling. You're looking at where it's going. Once you figure out where it's going and the kind of like little patterns, then you look to see what your next block is going to be, because that's the most important thing.
Yeah, I get that. But you're saying it as though, like, yes, I'm thinking of this slowly. Like, no, this is like split-second thoughts that you're talking about over and over again.
It's just memorizing patterns over and over, because there's only so many ways that I can place an S block, and there's so many ways that I can place a Z block. And same thing with the little L's and the reverse and the J's. Like, you can only place them so many ways. Mm-hmm. So you just got to know how to set them up and figure it out, and always leave yourself a space for the squares. That'll save you. You got to leave at least 2 spaces. You never want to go jaggy. You got to smooth stuff out.
Yeah. Okay.
So, anyway, another game that is by the way, some of these games are optimized for Series X and S. Forza is one that's optimized for Series X and S, and the next game, Star Wars Squadrons, is also optimized for Series X and S. So even though it's last gen, it looks beautiful.
It looks amazing.
It's amazing. They put you in environments, like before you go, they put you in like hangars and stuff like that, and you're getting up close and just talking to the characters, and it looks so freaking good, not including like the actual battles and the gameplay itself, which takes a little bit to get used to the controls, because they do like, you can like throttle up and throttle down, rotate the ship, then you can also turn the ship like left and right, so it's hard to think about it. I'm trying to think about it. So if you got the Y is up and down, X axis is left and right, and then the Z axis is everything in between, so it's your yaw and stuff like that. Basically, you can turn the ship on the X axis, but then you can also rotate it like barrel roll style, or aileron roll if you're a fan of game theory, but you can rotate the ship barrels. You can do all kind of stuff. Okay. It's incredible. It's incredible. Like, it's like
a real kind of like a flying sim.
Yeah, I threw my headphones in, and we can take a pause for a quick moment to talk about that, because they have Dolby Digital, but you have to purchase it separately to get Dolby the surround sound.
Like in your headphones?
Yeah, I'm doing a trial of it right now.
Okay.
And so I put it on, but you hear everything. Like, you hear ships screaming by you, dodging missiles, like, like
that's on Xbox?
But you have to purchase Dolby Digital separately. Now, you can use it on PC and other Xboxes. I just think it's weird that you have to purchase Dolby Digital to use it.
That's interesting. Right. But Dolby Digital is not by Xbox?
No. But on PlayStation, it's just included.
Oh.
Right.
That is a little weird.
Right.
But I mean, I guess everybody's systems are a little weird. I mean, like, you can't even use headphones when it comes to the Switch.
That is true, unless it's plugged in. Because, yeah, that is another thing we can take a quick pause to in the Xbox itself. The controller is, I like the controller.
Yeah, I do too. It's not all big and blocky like some of the previous ones have been.
Yeah. In terms of the triggers, I know that's a big thing for people, because the PlayStation has the adaptive grips. When you start playing PlayStation games and you're doing something that needs the adaptive trigger for a while, the feedback that I've been hearing from a lot of people is that gets tiring. Like, having to just trigger R2, like say you're playing a shooter and they're putting force behind every shot that you do.
Like it's a gun?
Yeah. Xbox does a good job. I don't know how they do their vibration, but they have some vibration up near the controller. So when you're shooting a gun, like with your right hand, you'll feel vibration in the right side of your controller, and it'll just kind of vibrate the trigger a little bit. And I'm perfectly fine with that.
I don't need to be too submerged into a video game. It's a video game.
Yeah. It's like the Wii effect. You know, like you play the Wii and then it's like, okay, I just want to drive the car. They're like, turn the steering wheel. I'm like, I just want to turn the steering wheel, but I just want to turn the controls. Turn the steering wheel. Fine, I'll turn the controller. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I just don't want to get too immersed. So that's the thing. Right. But yeah, but the Dolby surround sound, Star Wars Squadrons, everything. It's beautiful.
Okay, that's great.
Next up is a game Ashley tried, Forager.
Yeah, Forager. I like Forager.
Okay.
I do like it. I like the graphics. I like the art. I like the foraging and the crafting and the fighting. I like all of that. And I even like the little skill trees that they have to add to, I guess, what's the word? The wideness and variety of things you can do. There's a word for that, but I can't think of it. Either way, I like that. The only thing I don't like is that it's aimless.
You know what I was just thinking while I was hearing you talk? You really like this game. I think you shouldn't overplay it. I think you should just be like, I'm going to play it for an hour today. You know, like back in the day, how we used to do the mobile games where you would jump in, play 20 minutes and get out. I think you should do that with this game.
Maybe I will. Maybe.
Because it seems like you really like, I'm listening to you talk about it and you seem like you really liked it.
I do really like it, but there's like no goals, you know? You're just going about, and I don't even know, like, when is it gonna end? How is this gonna end? Is this gonna end? Or do I just play it forever and it never ends? And then at the same point, I don't like games like that. I don't like games that don't have an ending. I need to have an ending eventually.
You got to roll credits.
Yes.
Even Animal Crossing lets you roll credits at some point.
Exactly.
They're like, if you want to quit now, you got KK Ryder on the island, or KK Slider. You got KK Slider, KK Ryder, whatever that boy name is. KK. You got KK on the island, and now you got KK roll credits.
Exactly. So I'm just like, I don't know. It's a little too aimless for me. Like, that's how they describe it. It's kind of like you just set your own, like your own targets and your own goals. And I'm just like, if this is it forever, how does it end if I'm just doing this?
Gotcha.
You know?
Yeah.
So I don't like that part. So maybe if I look into it more and see like if there's an actual end to it, maybe I'll continue playing it.
Okay.
But I don't think I will if there isn't.
Okay. So that is Forager. The next game on the list is Narita Boy. This is a day and date indie title. And full disclosure, I'm also playing this for my podcast that I do with my friends, Bickering Bucks. I have been playing Narita Boy, and we're going to talk about it with relation to another game that's basically in the Metroidvania category, Gato Roboto.
I like Gato Roboto.
Yes. As of right now, Narita Boy to me is very mediocre, and I couldn't figure out why I was irritated with Narita Boy until I played Gato Roboto. Basically, Narita Boy has way too much dialogue. Everything feels super pretentious. Like they're just saying these huge tech words and the technochrome. And I'm like, and I don't care. Like, like that's how I felt the whole time. There was this one sequence, though, that really explained Narita Boy to me in a nutshell and why I didn't like it. So I had to go. There's this long map. I want to emphasize, like it took like at least 2 to 3 minutes to go from one end of the map all the way to the other, plus jumping across chasms.
2 to 3 minutes is a lot for that?
In a video game, to just run, no enemies.
Oh, you just ran.
Just running.
That is a little weird.
This is a long time. So the puzzle has you run to one end of the map, get a symbol. Run to the other end of the map, get a symbol. Now, because everything's focused on the trichroma, yellow, red, and blue, like a TV, I missed the red symbol somewhere. Well, apparently, even though you can walk, because they do, and that's the other thing, they do doors weird too. So you can walk in a door, but you don't go in the door, but you can keep going and pushing to the end of the door, and then you like miss it. So you have to like actually flip the left stick up to go through the door.
That's weird.
But in other areas, you just walk through to go to the next area. It's really weird. Anyway, so this is one of those doors at the end of the part, and you left stick up. So they want you to walk through the door area and go to the very end of each side and push the buttons. There's one on the right and one all the way on the left at the very end to push the buttons. And then you got to go back to the middle to get the red symbol, and then go a little bit to the left to go and get this
Just
key.
you explaining all this.
Exactly. To get the key for I'm not done yet. To get the key for the baby. Now you get the key from this weird looking baby, and then you go over on the next screen because you need a key to go in this place. Now, do they give you the key to go to the place that's right over there, Ashley? No. So now you have to take that key, go back through the portal, then you go through the portal, then you go all the way back to the middle of the area, then you go all the way down, then you go to the right, then you go all the way over, and then you see this weird pregnant program with the baby moving in her belly, and then you get the key. Now you get that key, and you need the key to go over to the area that's just to the right of the pregnant lady. Do you think they gave you that key, Ashley? No, they didn't give you that key. So now you take that key all the way back. You go to the left. You go all the way up to the big old long area with the 2 buttons and 2 doors. And then you go back to the portal. Then you open the portal. Then you go to the right. Now you got the key for that. And guess what, Ashley? Now they give you a key for the first area that you came in through where the pregnant lady is. So now you got to go back through the portal to the middle, all the way down. Then you go in, you come down over to the right. You open the door so you can get your animal form. Do they give you your animal form, Ashley?
Yes.
No, they don't give you your animal form because now you got to do a boss fight randomly.
It seems like they're making it long for no reason.
Yes. And I hate padding in games.
I hate that too.
Like, if you go make, first of all, this is a $25 game. This is why I'm glad it was on Game Pass. It's a $25 game. If you gonna make your game 3 hours, make your game a great 3 hours and charge $15. Gato Roboto, it has you backtracking through a lot of the game and doing so much more. But the dialogue, you literally just playing a cat in a Metroid Samus style suit.
Yeah, it's funny.
And the cat can't talk. The cat has a handler, and the handler is telling you where to go, and the cat is literally just responding with cutesy faces and meows. That is literally it. It's so simplistic. Now Narita Boy, in terms of colors, is blowing away Gato Roboto. I actually like the atmosphere and the music and the environments. But when you put so much stuff in your game that your gameplay and your level design is lacking, I'm not going to like it.
Right. Like, who wants a whole bunch of stuff that's empty?
Gato Roboto took me, I think, 3 hours and 45 minutes to beat. And it was the best 3 hours and 45 minutes that I've spent on my Xbox Series X so far.
I mean, yeah, I enjoyed watching you play that more than Narita Boy.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
I originally picked it up for 2 reasons. Because it's leaving Xbox Game Pass soon. And because it's a game that I can play around my kids. That's why I picked it up. But I ended up loving it way more than I thought I would.
I mean, I'm not surprised because it's literally all the games that you like in that.
But I thought Narita Boy was going to check off the boxes that Gato Roboto actually did.
That's interesting. I don't know what the trailer looked like before you watched it, but Narita Boy doesn't seem like a game you would play at all, honestly.
If you've seen me play Katana Zero, I've played other games like this that are like
have not seen
really techno punkish. I've played other cyberpunkish, I guess is the word. I've played other games like this.
I haven't seen it. I really haven't. I
maybe you've just blocked them out of your memory.
No, because like it's like that one game that's on the PS4 that I started playing. Remember, it's like super pixely and technical with robots and futuristic.
I don't know what game.
You don't remember that?
No.
It like starts off with like a tape. You don't. I didn't play it very long, but you were like, I don't think I would play this, but it was similar to Narita Boy.
There's a trailer for Katana Zero. There's a trailer right here.
Katana Zero?
Katana Zero. I played the mess out this game till my file got corrupted. You remember the samurai? And it was like one touch kill. I freaking love
Yeah,
this
but
game.
Narita Boy don't remind me of that.
It does from how they did the trailer. Like if you see
okay,
the Narita
well
Boy
then
trailer,
they really tricked you then.
Now here's the thing I will say about Narita Boy. The gameplay is actually fun.
Okay, but I'm just saying.
Here's how they did the trailer. Look at the trailer. They did the trailer the same way. So they're just showing you all the action. Because the battle system, I love the battle system. It's freaking great. We're going to skip just a little bit. But see, it's got that same style.
Okay, from the other game
there you go. See the action?
Yeah, but did you see how long it took to get to that action?
Yeah, minute 28.
They told you the truth. They're like, yeah, there's gonna be a lot of plane stuff right here, and then action, and then a lot of plane stuff, and then action. They told you the truth.
They did tell me the truth. I did not listen.
Yeah.
So that's Narita Boy versus Gato Roboto. Get Gato Roboto. If you have a Switch, if you have any system, get Gato Roboto. I cannot recommend the game enough.
You want a quick game just to play? It seems like a great game.
So great.
I would even try to play it, but I'm really bad at those kind of games.
The boss fights, it's got a little bit of Mega Man-ish when it comes to boss fights. And some of them boss fights are really hard, and you die a couple times.
You didn't make it look hard. I mean, you made it look easy, but I know that it is hard.
I appreciate it. Mm-hmm. The next game up, a buddy of mine came over the other day, and we ended up playing Killer Instinct.
Interesting game.
This is the one for Xbox One, so this is super old, so we weren't into the system. But him and I have never played it. We just played other fighting games, and we were having a little fun with it. It's just
you sound like a daggone scratch table.
No, we were just like surprised at how fun it was. You know, it's an Xbox exclusive game, so just being able to play it, I may go record footage for it.
Y'all seem like you had fun. You played it for a long time.
We did, because with the Game Pass, it includes all of the DLC that was ever released. So you got like a Battletoad in there, you got Arbiter, you got a bunch of stuff.
Didn't y'all end up playing Battletoads?
We did end up playing Battletoads. I want to save that to play with you. I'll go back.
It seemed cool. It reminded me of, what do you call it, River City Girls? Yeah. And I like River City Girls, so I would probably try it.
The dialogue and everything. Yeah, we got to play Battletoads together, because they basically go through in the first mission and retcon all of the SNES games and stuff to say that the Battletoads have never been heroes and that the games never happened. They were just stuck in a simulation machine for 26 years.
That's just weird. The game is really bizarre.
It is really bizarre
and funny,
but it is really funny. What's going on there? So that was pretty sweet. So yeah, we played Killer Instinct and we played a little bit of Battletoads, and then next up, Ashley tried Call of the Sea for 20 minutes. How was it?
Well, it was kind of late when I tried it, so I was kind of tired. So I can't really say if it was boring or not, or if I was just tired. You know, it starts. I will say it starts off a little slow, but from that, that's all. It seems interesting. I love me some good mysteries, which this comes with them. Yeah. I just don't really know anything about the gameplay so far. So I'll get back to you.
All right. So that's been Ashley's 20-minute impressions of Call of the Sea. Next up, I just haven't gotten Ashley to play this one, but I did basically the opening mission in Outriders. I will probably start over with you though, Ashley, because I have to respect. This is one of those respect, like redo.
Well, it's not like you said respect.
Oh no! It's called respecking. But it made me not even respecking, just re-rolling a whole new character, because I don't know if I like the archetype that I picked, because I picked the trickster in Outriders, but you have to like literally get close to somebody and do like energy swipe, and I was like, I don't think I want that.
You're not a trickster.
But it is a Series X optimized game. So, right. That's what I said. It's a Series X optimized game. But the thing is, it is probably the most beautiful game that I've played on Xbox. Period.
Okay.
The frame rate is a solid 60 frames. Again, we don't have anything that does 120 FPS to check. But when I say the frame rate is locked, the frame rate is locked. I didn't see any staggering.
Okay.
Like, it looks beautiful. The gameplay, moving feels just a little bit clunky. It is a cover shooter, so it's got Division vibes, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to get over the hump that I had with Division, because the hang up that I had with the Division series is because you're shooting real people. And I just want to play it like Ghost Recon or something. Like, if I'm doing a headshot, I want to do a headshot, boom, they're dead. So I
what I don't understand. In Division, were they writhing in pain or something when you shot them?
It's like Borderlands. So you see just numbers popping up, but you could be shooting a human and just like headshot, like just
that don't make no sense.
Exactly. They don't have no armor. They don't have nothing. I think in Outriders they at least have armor. So in my brain I can rationalize it a little bit more. But you know me, I get super immersed in games. Just sometimes I can't some stuff just breaks the immersion too hard for me. Mm-hmm. But I think I was over the hump in Outrider. So I think this is good. I think I just may start over with you and just choose I think it was like the Fire Hawk character. I don't remember what it was, the Flame character. I think I may just choose that character and then roll the game with them.
Okay.
Of course, I've been playing some Halo Master Chief Collection. My long and short.
You said some.
Right. Yeah, actually, my buddy from Chicago and we actually co-opt 2 or 3 levels in the OG Halo, and the only thing I can say, it's Halo.
You did it on Legacy, didn't you?
Legendary.
Legendary.
I regretted it when we did the mission to go rescue Captain Keyes, because Captain Keyes, you got to keep him alive during the last part of the mission, and he kept getting blown up by grenades. I'm like, man, if you are a captain in the military, you see grenades move.
Right.
His AI was just programmed so bad. He's just standing there, and we would literally wipe a whole room, and then one of the grunts would throw a grenade before they die, and then Captain Q, you just see him fly like, ah, just like flying away. It was rough. I think we spent like 2 or 3 hours just on that mission.
That's horrible.
Yeah, we wiped so many times. I've been playing some FIFA 20, not 21, FIFA 20, again with my buddy from Chicago. Fun game. It's FIFA. The last game that we'll talk about, though, because we're probably going to play this and beat this. This is the only game I think that's not on Game Pass. It was on sale for I think $20 right now, and we haven't played it. That's Borderlands 3.
Yeah.
Here's the only thing bad that I'll say. I love the game. I'll say that. It's purdy. It runs great on the Xbox X and S.
All right, now
we literally load in like that.
Yeah.
It's so fast. It's ridiculous.
It's just, I've never had faster loading screens ever.
Yeah, we loaded it. It was so slow. Here's the funny part. Me and Ashley would load into the next area. I'm actually glad we didn't get you an Xbox One, because this would have been terrible. We loaded in, and then we were waiting for my buddy from Chicago to load in, and he'd be like, I'm coming. Home away, guys. Like it would take him like 2 to 3 minutes, and we would pop in so quick.
Yeah. It was more than 2 to 3 minutes.
Yeah.
It was like 5 minutes.
Yeah. So we love it. So the thing that I'll say that I do not like about it is there are too many guns in the cooperative mode.
It is ridiculous.
So what we're gonna do later today when we play, we're gonna switch it to coopetition, is what they call it. And that's basically the old Borderlands style. They switched Borderlands 3 to have instant loot. But the problem is when you're playing with the more characters you play in Borderlands, the more loot that drops and the better loot that drops. So we got to the point, and I think there was this one level we had to go take this guy out last night. It was super annoying because we got to the point where we literally went to the machine, sold our stuff, would go to the next room, fight the next encounter, and run back to the machine to sell the stuff. And we had to do this multiple times.
We did it at least 5 times.
Because we're greedy.
Yeah, and I want all the guns, and I want all the money.
Exactly. That's how my brain works. It's free money on the ground. So I'm going to go back to the vending machine and sell it. So I think we're going to switch it out tonight to coopetition, because I believe the same amount of guns will drop, and we'll just have to split them up. And I am perfectly fine with that.
Yeah, I am too. Like, technically, when the way the 3 of us play, it's pretty, like, we don't like the same type of guns.
Right. I mean, me and you kind of. That assault rifle.
Because y'all do like shotguns and stuff. I'm like, I don't really do those.
Can we talk about the guns, though? They have maxed. The shotguns have shields. The Maliwan guns, instead of having just one elemental type, because you can also switch how the guns operate. So like I had this great Maliwan not assault rifle, submachine gun, and I would switch it between a fire type and a shock type.
That's
so
nice.
I could literally take down shields and then press a switch and then switch it to fire type and then eat down, because fire is more effective against flesh.
Yeah.
So as gruesome as that is. And so, but you would switch to fire type and like finish taking out enemies after you burn down their shield with the shock. Like the design of the guns, you can actually see visually, like when you change, like I know there was one gun that had like the assault rifle had 2 scopes stacked on top of each other. And so when I went to change the mode, like for the basic fire mode, I would look down like just the quick zoom sight. But then there was another one I had like a deep zoom on it as well. And so when you would switch the fire type, then it would switch to the deep zoom mode and you would literally like get to see further down, but the same fire. It's so satisfying to play.
Yeah, I mean, cause like I'm surprised I made it through Borderlands 1.
Yeah.
But I did. And 2, I couldn't do it again.
Yeah.
I just couldn't get through the type of gameplay, and I guess you would say it how you say it, the clunkiness of it. I didn't enjoy that. Like, I hated it. It felt like torture. Everything felt like I was just like, I don't know. It was just.
I think the problem that you had,
I felt like it was dragging. It was draggy. That's
what I was going to say. I feel like Borderlands 2 put more content in, but it didn't like change how you get around. Like they added the sliding. You get to, I mean, everything just feels better. Yeah, like Borderlands 3. I can't go back.
2 was not enjoyable. Like I could not enjoy it. Like I wanted to, because I did enjoy 1. It was, I don't know how it was easier to get through than 2, but I just didn't enjoy. I guess I just couldn't do it again. Like, I can't do that again.
I think the big part for you for 2 is I don't think you enjoyed the character abilities either.
No, I didn't enjoy. Also, it seemed like the art got worse. Like, it was darker.
I don't know. 2 was more vibrant. They
really?
just yeah.
I didn't feel that at all.
Okay, maybe.
I didn't feel it.
But 3
is more vibrant. It's more crisp. Yeah. The aiming is so much better. The guns are so much more powerful.
They optimized it for the X and S as well. That's why it runs so well. So if you're on a Xbox Series X or S, just slap that bad boy on resolution mode instead of performance.
Yeah.
And let the frame rate fly, because it's locked.
And the skills are more powerful, more interesting, not as plain and dry. Like the other skills in like 1 or 2, they were.
I was going to say, sorry to cut you off. They give you the action skills that they give you for each character. They give you 3 action skills. So you were talking about the skills. That's what I just want to say. Go ahead, guys. Sorry, go ahead.
Anyways, but still, you threw me off. The skills for like 1 and 2. They were good, but I just felt like I thought the skills are supposed to make it easier to take things down, but really it just felt like I was struggling just as much as I would with like a gun. Like it kind of eased a little bit, but not really at all. Like I might as well just had 2 guns in my hands instead of 1.
Right.
That's what it felt like. But the skills, they're much more interesting in Borderlands 3, like the Beastmaster. What's yours?
I picked the Siren.
The Siren.
Yeah.
What's the one that your friend plays?
He plays the one, I think it's Moe's, and she gets a giant mech.
That's awesome. And the mech is powerful. Like, it's just so much better.
It is.
When like you're supposed to get like superpowers and it actually makes a difference.
Yeah.
That's enjoyable.
It'll be interesting to see how we compare this to Outriders, because they're basically the same game, just one's third person and one is more serious. Outriders is the more serious game, and Borderlands 3 does not take itself seriously at all.
It's so silly and ridiculous.
So, but yeah, so that's
a little crude.
Yeah, it is a little. I mean, it's got that juvenile humor to it.
Just letting them know.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's what we've been doing. That's what we've been co-oping together, working title. We have been doing all of those games. And any other impressions of the Xbox or anything else while we're talking about it?
So far I like it. It is a nice in
change
between, huh?
Change of pace.
It's a nice change of pace because we went from we had 2 PlayStations, but we weren't really doing that much with them. Mm-hmm. And then before that, it was the Switch, and we were going hardcore on that.
Yeah.
But like, it's kind of it's not like, I wouldn't say it's died off. It's just, what would you say?
I think now that we're in a mode where we can play console games again, I think we've been looking for that, and the Switch hasn't been meeting our expectations for that.
Not for that part, no.
Yeah.
Like, when it comes to games you can play on the go, they're totally there. But when it comes to hardcore console games, they don't got that. It's just the truth.
Yeah.
So I can get why people who are mainly on Xbox and PlayStation are like, I'll never go to the Switch. Because, you know, being portable is not their number one.
Yeah.
So I get that.
Yeah. I mean, when I get to wedding season, the Switch is definitely going to be what I need. You know, when we're gaming on the go. But just when we have time to sit at home and relax, this Xbox Series X is kind of what the doctor ordered.
It's great. I love it. I love that the whole family likes it too.
Yeah. I do like the flexibility. I feel like on the PlayStation, it's harder to find the kiddie games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because like they made games that are literally like fully voiced for like kids that they can read, but they can't read like
that was a big thing. Like that Disneyland Adventures, they specifically sculpted it with kids in mind. Like she was playing it, my daughter was playing it, and she was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. I was like, KK, do you see Tinkerbell? She's like, yes, I see Tinkerbell. She loves Tinkerbell. And I was like, follow Tinkerbell. She's like, okay. And she just like follows Tinkerbell. Or when she's playing the Pixar game, I just sat there and watched her play.
Yeah.
I didn't even tell her what to do.
No, she just listened. They tell you what to do.
She listened to the game, and she just played the game. And I think that is freaking awesome when it comes to designing games for kids. That's my one gripe with Nintendo. Nintendo will sit there and instead of voicing out something for a kid, they will sit there and make the parents have to read everything. And don't get me wrong. Like people say, well, just be a parent and just read it.
No.
You want to sit there and read a kid's game?
That's like reading 2 hours? Like, do you read 2-hour chapter books to your kids all day? No. Nobody wants to do that.
Let them be self-efficient in the game.
Yeah.
It's time to give Mario a real voice.
Because, you know, like when we were kids, we really didn't have to worry about that stuff with video games because there wasn't really any talking. It was just like rhyming and stuff.
Exactly. Run to the right, get hit by the Goomba. Okay, next time run to the right, jump over the Goomba. Oh no, I accidentally jumped on the Goomba. It's going to kill me. Oh, I killed it. Cool. Like that's how it's supposed to work.
Yes, exactly. And I enjoy those games. And there's like, I think there's another one that she hasn't gotten to play. It's like a mystery type thing.
Okay.
Actually, no, she did start playing it. It's a little more difficult because I guess it's like age 10 and she's 5 on 6.
Going on 6, yeah.
But she was getting it. It might be a little clunky, though. That's the only thing I don't like about kiddie games is that they make them clunky like kids don't matter.
That Pixar game wasn't, though. That Pixar game was on point.
That one was good. That one and the Disney one. They're not clunky,
both Disney games were on point.
But yeah.
Okay. Well, that's it for our show. Before we go, let me see. I think I need to give it to Ashley. You got anything else you want to say to the people before we go?
Whenever you do that, it throws me off. I'm like, am I supposed to know something else? Oh my gosh. Okay, anyways, guys, like, subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications of when our next episode is released.
Well, this has been another episode of the Jacob and Ashley Show.
The Ashley and Jacob Show.
Hey, we kept it under 60 minutes again.
Yay!
Thank you so much for watching, y'all, and we hope that you have a great day.
See ya.
Get hype, get hype, get hype, get hype, get hype. Yeah, the Jacob and Ashley Show.